It's July 6th, 2025. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut. And I'm putting an address in my GPS right now. I'm going to take a ride to East Haddam, Connecticut. I just want to drive from Norwich to Devil's Hopyard. Let's see here. Okay, East Haddam. Haddam. East Haddam, Connecticut. It is at 366 Hopyard Road. H-O-P. Hopyard Road. This GPS is a little older. You can't talk into it. So let's see. 366. Okay. It's giving me calculating route. Let's see, 3 routes. Which one do I want? Do I want the quick? Do I want the... Yeah, I do. I want the quick. Okay. We're on our way.
The route guidance will start now.
I'm on Ferguson Avenue right now in the Norwich town section of Norwich. Next right. You got to be kidding me. I did not know I was going to be going right. That's unexpected. I thought I was going to be going left. But we're going to listen to the experts here.
Proceed about 1 mile to CT2 West.
This is interesting. I expected to go on 395 south, but I am currently on West Town Street in the Norwich Town section of Norwich, Connecticut. So we're going to listen to the GPS instructions. Guide us to Devil's Hopyard in East Haddam, Connecticut. Now, that's the video. I'm going to be simply recreating a drive from Norwich to Devil's Hopyard that many people...
In half of a mile, left turn onto CT2 West.
Many people over the years have done. Wow, a lot of traffic here. This is backed up for... The light is way up there. I did not expect this. Let's see here. So I'm going to be turning left. Maybe I can go... I don't know. I'll take a chance on just bypassing a bunch of people here. This is a little risky. I don't want to have to backtrack. I don't know what the deal is. Wow, everybody is getting on. I don't know what the story is. I certainly don't want to cut in front of somebody.
CT2
So I'm going to go down a little bit, turn around, and work my way back. Just because the guy in front of me passed everybody and he's trying to get in. It's kind of... I won't do it. It's just a little bit crude as far as I'm concerned. In the driving etiquette, it's kind of, do I have the guts to do it now? I'm not going to. It's just, I don't want to break proper driving protocol. So I'm going to go up the road a touch when this light turns green, and I'll turn around and do the right thing. All right, green light. If I was really adventurous, I would just pull a wild U-turn right here, but I'm not going to do that. So this is slightly off the beaten path. My GPS is going to, correct.
In half of a mile, make a legal U-turn.
But I'm just going to turn around right down at this restaurant. right here. I like how the GPS says make a legal U-turn as opposed to making an illegal one. So, all right, mild diversion, but we're back. Back on our way to Devil's Hopyard, a destination that is very popular in Connecticut.
Right onto CT2 west.
All right, Route 2 west. That's what I'm going to be doing right about now. So at least I got past, miles, acres of traffic. I don't know about miles, but a considerable amount of traffic. These people in front of me right now are part of that. I don't know the reason. It's maybe a baseball game got out, or some sporting. It's kind of early. It's only 2:04 p.m. So I don't know.
CT2 west.
A car show or something. I have no idea. It seems to be a lot of traffic in front of me. I mean, 4th of July. It's the 6th, July 6th. It's a Sunday. Got an old Cadillac to my left. I'm gonna have to merge here. So this is a lot of traffic. So people obviously visited people or went somewhere on the 4th of July, and now they're heading back home. Or this is pure speculation, but I think that's probably what's going on here. So I got to do this strip of road right here for 17 miles. If I kept going straight, this would bring me to Hartford in, I would say, less than half an hour. So Norwich is pretty close to Hartford as far as a commute. It's an easy commute on this route that I'm on right now, Connecticut Route 2. And I've done Hartford plenty of times, and it's really less than half. It's probably a half an hour, depending on traffic. I would give myself a half an hour, but it's really a little less than a half an hour. I want to get into the passing lane, so I'm gonna have to, slip in here. Get past this older Cadillac in mint condition. I mean, obviously the traffic is moving steadily, so I'm not worried about that. I think I might be in Basra right now. This section, Fitchville or Basra, briefly. So maybe on the way back from Devil's Hopyard, I'll take a different route. I'll record the whole thing. I'll put up some massive, I don't know how long, I mean, this thing has me reaching my destination. Well, let's put it this way. My next turn is in 15 miles, so I'm not really sure. I think I might be at my destination in 23 minutes if I'm reading that GPS accurately. And I don't want to spend too much time staring at that. I gotta pay attention. Vashon Hill Road, that bridge above us there. Okay, there's a sign. Exit 30 would bring me to Gilman, which I was in Gilman yesterday, in Lebanon. I was in Lebanon yesterday shooting photographs. Both locations. It's a fairly hot day. I mean, it's not blazing hot. It's comfortable. It's probably 85 right now. But the sky, it's kind of hazy in the distance there. There's some clouds. Got some road work coming up here. So here's exit 30. That would put me into Gilman and Lebanon right now if I took that exit right there. Colchester is not far from here. Scott Hill Road, that bridge above us back there. Wow, a couple of cars, more than 1, 2, 3 cars pulled over. Something had to happen. I don't know if it was a accident or a flat tire. I couldn't really get a glance at that, but as we drive in the post 4th of July traffic. I mean, I'm doing a straight up 60 miles per hour on this road when the speed limit is 65, and people, I would say, routinely do 80. I'm guessing. Although there are a lot of locations for police to do radar that are very well hidden to the left. So this has always been an area that, you know, if you do exceed the speed limit, this is an area that you could easily get ticketed. But yeah, this is an unusually large amount of traffic for a Sunday. So I got 12 miles to go to my turn. I mean, I've been to Devil's Hopyard. It's been many years. I'll say that right now. I don't know the last time I was there. 10 years or longer, I'm guessing. I don't ever recall going to Devil's Hopyard on this route. But with GPS technology, which we didn't have back in the 70s and 80s when I was probably going to Devil's Hopyard more often. I never went there, you know, a tremendous amount of times, but I've been there. They have a big, beautiful waterfall there. There's places you can cook out there. It's a beautiful park. There's trails all over the place. It's just, you know, Devil's Hopyard. If you ever visit Connecticut, Devil's Hopyard is one of the places you're gonna want to visit. You're going to want to look at that. You're going to want to see Gillette Castle is very close to that area. That's kind of a must visit if you come to Connecticut. But again, I don't ever recall taking this particular journey on this this route. Very, very unexpected. But we're going to trust in the satellite.
In 2 miles, exit 20 is on the right.
Wow. 2 miles, I got to take an exit. Okay, so. Okay, now I get it. I think I have 9 more miles till I hit my destination of Devil's Hopyard, which, if true, is kind of shocking. I thought it was much further. I thought it was a 40-minute ride, but apparently not. We're there in 17 minutes. 1.2 miles, I take an exit. All right. I think that's Colchester, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. We'll find out in a minute. And the traffic seems to have subsided substantially.
Exit 20 is on the right and then left turn.
Alright, I've been up here. This is going to be Colchester. And then I'm going to take a left. So this is like a first for me.
Next left and then right turn.
This is definitely a first for me going to Devil's Hopyard from Norwich, Connecticut. Specifically the Norwich town section. Okay, let's take a look. We got cars coming at us at incredible speed, so I gotta be careful. I'm always careful, but when I'm in an uncharted territory... Okay, now what? Let's see, I gotta look at my GPS.
Next right and then left turn.
Next right. Okay, so this is my next right. And that would be Lake Hayward Road. Again, I don't know. I've never done this route ever.
Left turn ahead and then right turn.
Left turn ahead, like right here? Wow. Interesting. Got a blinking red light. So this is one of these deals when no one knows which one should go first. Okay, that's right. Tractor Supply.
In 3/10
on my right.
Right turn onto West Road.
Sometimes these GPSs do take you on, I wouldn't say a wild goose chase, because you always get to the destination, but sometimes they take you in...
Next right.
Next right, okay. They take you in directions and back roads and things that are kind of something you would never choose on your own. Okay, West Road, all right. I mean, I'm in the middle of Colchester, I believe.
Proceed about 3 miles to Mill Lane.
All right, proceed 3 miles. I'm out in the country. Beautiful lawns and nice homes out here. So West Road. Very, very interesting. We're gonna just roll forward to our destination of Devil's Hopyard. It's a mystery to me. If you've ever driven this particular route to Devil's Hopyard, let me know if you can. I'd be curious, because this seems to be a very unusual... I would never think of this in a million years. Maybe if I had a map and I, took time to plot things out or whatever. Apparently this is the quickest route from Norwich to Devil's Hopyard, but certainly nothing I would ever think of. So we're going to be passing over a bridge. It's probably, what is this, Route 2? I don't even know. It's hard to tell. I can't see. It could be a river. Well, there is, no, it's some decent size roadway down there. I mean, I'm at Devil's Hopyard in 4.9 miles according to this GPS. I believe GPS stands for Global Position Satellite. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the case. This is not, obviously not a heavily traveled road. I mean, I'm out. This could be, I don't know, East Haddam, maybe still part of Colchester. I mean, there's obviously homes, you know, the residential neighborhoods and little side streets I see here and there. So it's, I mean, it's not heavily populated, but people live out here, obviously. There's a road. What is this? What are they? Vegetable stand. Kale, yellow squash, zucchini. Fresh vegetables back there. Alright, so I turn in 0.6 miles. We'll be at our destination
in half of a mile, right turn
10 minutes.
Mill Lane.
Alright, so now I'm in the town of Salem. Back there was a tiny little sign. You could barely read it, but it's a real old sign. It's a town of Salem. Which kind of makes sense. Because Devil's Hopyard, I thought I would have been going through Salem.
Next right.
Alright, next right. Let's keep our eyes open. There it is, Mill Lane. This is another, you know, I would just never think in a million years this tiny...
Proceed about 9/10 of a mile to Haywardville Road.
This tiny back road in Salem, Connecticut. The chances of me being here following this extremely narrow road, by the way, on my own to get to Devil's Hopyard is very, very minute. Okay, there's a big sign back there that says hill. All right, we're descending down a very steep hill right now. And again, very narrow road. You can see this car coming at me in the opposite direction. I mean, there's not much maneuvering capacity on either side here. Town, okay, so now we're in East Haddam. They have these really tiny little road signs back there. Normally they're larger when you enter a town, but so we're in East Haddam. So we carefully maneuver down this big hill.
In a quarter of a mile, left turn onto Haywardville Road.
The GPS, you know, it talks and it says these different roads, but a lot of it is distorted. I think the pronunciation, this is an older unit, it's built into the car. Some of the pronunciation of the, you know, the robotic voice there is not, wow, that's a heck of a turn, is not as accurate as a modern day GPS. Wow, I mean, I'm Lakeshore Drive. Take a left. Okay, let's do this.
Proceed about 2 miles to Hopyard Road.
All right, 2 miles. I'm at Hopyard Road. Wow. This is a lot quicker than I ever imagined when I embarked on this journey. You know, these old, look at that beautiful old colonial, I assume, home. Sometimes there's a date on them, not on that one. You know, a lot of these houses, you know, built in the late 1700s or early 1800s are marked with a date of, that they were constructed. Wow, there's some really cool houses out here. Back there to my left, it was almost like it wasn't a tiny house. It was it looked like about a 500 square foot house. I mean, today they have the tiny house movement, or, you see these TV shows, people living in little, incredibly small, 80 square foot, compartment or whatever they build these little tiny houses out of. Back there was a conventional house, but it was, I would say, 500 feet or less, square feet or less. So, yeah, that was an older home. These roads definitely a lot of twists and turns out here. And relatively narrow in many spots. Some locations on this strip are better than others. This one isn't too bad right here. A couple miles back, it was painfully narrow. But I gotta take my time. All right, let's see what we got here. Whoa. Motorcycle. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close to our destination. Our destination is literally a mile, 1.2 miles away, which I find really surprising. Another huge hill. Look at this thing. This is Haywardville Road we're on right now.
In a quarter of a mile, left turn onto Hopyard Road.
Quarter of a mile left turn onto Hopyard Road. We are getting very, very close. We're less than a mile away from Devil's Hopyard. I don't know if they charge admission or... All right, let's see. Next left. There it is. Big sign. Devil's Hopyard State Park. And we are now on Hopyard Road. 0.6 miles and we're there.
Proceed about 0.6 of a mile to your destination.
Half a mile and we're at Devil's Hopyard. That was incredibly fast. I thought it was going to be 40 minutes. I don't know the exact time of this drive. I'll figure it out later on when I get home and edit this video, but it wasn't 40 minutes, I can tell you that much. So I'll take another route home.
In a quarter of a mile, your destination is ahead on the left.
All right. Quarter of a mile on the left. So this is it. I mean, if you're ever thinking about coming to Devil's Hopyard, this is the road that's going to lead you to your destination, your final destination. This will be the last little look at
Your destination is ahead on the left.
The road as we approach. Again, I hope there isn't an admission charge, because I'm not planning on...
You have arrived at your destination. The route guidance is now finished.
Okay. I'm not... This isn't exactly... This says maintenance facility. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here. I don't think... I mean, technically this may be... We'll give you a look at the maintenance facility. Technically this could be Devil's Hopyard. You know, part of the property or the compound or the state park. But obviously this is not what we're looking for. So we're going to get down a little bit further. And again, narrow road. You got to look around. There's a lot of overgrown vegetation. So let's... Okay, I see a bunch of cars to my left. So yeah, here it is. I assume. Okay, that's on Foxtown Road. Okay, so there's a little bridge right there. I don't know if I can go straight, or let me just whip around this parking lot. I'm not really sure what the deal is. I'll try to get on that road. But this is the parking lot. It looks brand new. I mean, it's been redone. It's in fantastic condition. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't say do not enter or anything like that. So let's take a drive. There's a 8 Mile River. So I believe this is 8 Mile River we're going over right now. Yeah, there's a big waterfall. Again, I have not been in here down to Devil's Hopyard in many years, so. But this is kind of giving me. Yeah, let me drive up here a little bit. This is kind of giving me a heads up to make it a point to come down here and walk around. You know what I'll do? I'll bring my camera where I can just kind of get footage on foot walking around the park and maybe get some of that big waterfall that they have down there. I should do it after a significant rain, because sometimes, if memory serves me, that waterfall can get a little, you know, if things are real bone dry or whatever, you know, the rivers are real low. The waterfall is less impressive, but after a decent rainfall, that thing can really, that's a sight to see. There's no question about it. I'm taking my time around here. I'm not sure if this is going to lead me to. I mean, I'm still on Foxtown Road, so I'm not sure if this is going to lead me. Okay, wait a minute now. What is this? I'll go up a little bit, but I think I'm going to turn around and hit one of those. There was another parking area back there, just to kind of take a look at that other parking lot, because I don't know if this is bringing me completely out of the park. What does this say? Youth camp area. So there's a, you know, there's camping, there's all kind of stuff around here to do. I mean, I'm going to turn around in this person's driveway right here, because this could be a situation that gets me way out of the park, you know, out of the state park, and I don't want that. I want to get back, take a look at that parking lot, and I'll work my way back to Norwich. I'll take a different route, just for, I mean, I'm doing a video. We'll get some different visuals. I'm driving right through the middle of a heavily wooded area, obviously, right now. But I'll take a different different route. I'll choose a different. I'm usually given 3 choices of, you know, destination, point A to point B, and I'll choose a different one. So this continues. This is Foxtown Road, and there's, you know, a home there. See if I can keep my eyes open here and pull into that second parking location. Whether that gives us views of anything, I don't know. But again, I will come down here on foot. and maybe I'll do a trail. I'm not going to do, anything insane. I'm not going to do a 10-mile trail or anything like that. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'm going to look into that and see how long the trails are. But I'd like to get a look at that river and that 8-mile river and that waterfall. So that, okay, this could be another. Yeah, this is another. Devil's Hopyard, Connecticut State Park. Keep right. Again, I don't want to get into any crazy situation here. Campsite available by reservation only. Yeah, I'm not going to get out there. Reservations must be made 1 p.m. I mean, I don't know if I can get down. This is... Let me see. Notice. No pets allowed in campground from May 1st to September 30th. All right. Let's see what's down here. But at some point I'm going to turn around. Okay, the road is getting it's kind of partial dirt road, partial pavement. And I'm in a conventional car. I'll just turn around down here, head back. But anyways, we get a quick glimpse of the situation down at Devil's Hopyard in East Haddam, Connecticut. This is what it looks like. People pitch tents, as we can see right there. The road is very, there's a lot of potholes, but as soon as I get right to about, somebody coming in the opposite direction, what does one do? Well, I'll pull over as far as I can. Oh, good, he's backing up. Very nice. All right, this gets us out. But anyways, we got a good look at that. Little camping area back there. I'm going to pull over here briefly. Right here for a second. And I'm going to cancel my... Let's see. Let's see here. Actually, let me put in an address. City, okay, Norwich. Bear with me for a moment here, folks. I do one cut. So this video, if I'm lucky, Norwich, Connecticut. I'll just pick any. What is that? Let me see. They're looking for... I'll just put Main Street. Main Street. Okay, I'll just pick any number. 25 Main Street. I assume there's a 25 Main Street in Norwich. There are multiple addresses. All right, 25 Main Street, Norwich, Connecticut. Go to... This is, again, it's an older unit. 3 routes. Now, let me see here. Quick, short, alt. Let's do... Wow, they're all 33 minutes, so it's going to take 33 minutes to get back. Let's do alt. What does that mean? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't bring me back the way I came, but...
Please proceed to the highlighted route, then the route guidance will start.
All right, this thing is firing up, and it's going to talk me back to Norwich, Connecticut. As I go over this river, what does this say? National Wild and Scenic Rivers System. This little bridge right here. I'm going to try to glance. Yep, there's a waterfall, big one to my left, but it's below. So, you know, you got to park on the right there, the right-hand side. And, okay, now what do I do? Left, right? This thing isn't telling me anything. Well, my GPS is not telling me whether to go left or right. I'm going to go left because I initially came right. Okay.
Proceed about 3 miles to Norwich Salem Road.
Okay. So I'm on Hopyard Road again. But we didn't come down this far, so this is different. Again, deep woods. I'm driving through a very, very dense wooded area. Picnic area next left. So there's more action up here. Okay. That's another picnic area back there, I think. Let me get around this curve. Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns, and you can't, this isn't a drive that's going to be, you know, it's relaxing in the sense that you're out in the wilderness and all that, but this is one where you got to take your time, go slow, pay really close attention. What am I going over here? Is this a river? Yes, it is. I'm driving over a small river. I don't know, it didn't indicate a name, but there's a lot of ferns out here. This reminds me of being in, like, I would say New Hampshire, Vermont. I mean, it's Connecticut. I mean, New England, there's similarities, obviously. These states are very close together, but it's a fun ride that you have to pay extremely close attention to when you're out here. Now, there's a big river to my left. There's a bunch of people that are pulled over, and maybe I'll pull over just for a second. Now, what does this do for me? Not much. But it gives us a kind of a look. I mean, you can't see the river. I gotta come down here with my camera where I can get out, walk around. But it's a really beautiful river. There's actually people in the river. I got a bunch of motorcycles behind me. I'm sure they're not going to be thrilled to be behind me, considering the fact that I don't drive fast, especially on these roads, as I was saying earlier. You got to pay real close attention. Given the first chance to pull over, I'm going to, just to let these guys go. Just to let these people go. But this is going to be interesting, because this road doesn't exactly look like it's got a lot of places you can pull over. It's got none if it continues this way. But I do imagine this would be a fun... I'm just going to turn left here just to get these... I got to shake these guys off. I mean, they're fine people, I'm sure. So I'm going over another river, but it does not indicate the name. That's interesting. I'm going to turn around right here and get back on that road.
Proceed about 8/10 of a mile.
I mean, there's some
to
exploration.
Edmonton
There's some serious exploration to be done out in this section of Connecticut. Normally these rivers, let me see. I don't see a sign anywhere. It's a big river. Very unusual. That bridge we just went over was built in 2006. So we shook off the motorcyclists. Let them have more fun.
Proceed about 2 miles to Norwich Salem Road.
I'm on Hopyard Road again. That Hopyard Road is longer than I imagined. But look at this. I mean, this is hardcore, forestry out here. With a river to my left. Okay, it's kind of low. We haven't had tons of rain lately, but when it does rain, I'm coming back. I'm gonna get on the ground for sure. But this would be a very relaxing drive in the Connecticut countryside, and my only advice would be pay strict attention, because there's a lot of twists and turns. Follow the recommended speed limit, and I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. I mean, look at that in front of us. That's for city dwellers and folks that have never gotten out of the big city, Chicago, New York, LA, just large cities that they grew up in or lived in their whole life. This right here is worth the price of admission. They would be marveling at all this. Now we're getting into an area with a decent amount of pine trees, so it's a lot of variation in the different spots that you hit. Some areas are heavy with, say, oak trees, and then you'll get a section with a lot of pine, a lot of maple trees. So there's a beautiful barn right in front of us. I'm going to slow down here. Get a look at that beautiful old barn. Still on Hopyard Road. $2:45 p.m. at the moment. I could definitely see why a motorcyclist would want to come out and ride around these parts of Connecticut right here in particular. It just looks like a lot of fun. There's a lot of little hills up and down, twists and turns. So if you're real good, you got to be, first time out, I wouldn't recommend this for a novice motorcycle enthusiast. But if you're a seasoned person that knows how to handle a motorcycle properly, this has got to be a phenomenal destination. Wow, here comes a Tesla Cybertruck. I mean, I did not expect to see that out here. 0.2 miles, I'm going to take a left. I'm assuming I'm in Salem, Connecticut right now, because I'm going to be getting on Norwich Salem Road.
Next left.
All right, what is this? There's a sign here. If I take a right, will bring me back to Devil's Hopyard, which is obviously we don't want to go there. We just came from there. So let's get on this Norwich Salem Road.
Proceed on Norwich Salem Road.
And we'll head back to Norwich. This road is much wider, obviously more well-traveled. I'm crossing into something called North Plains. I live in Connecticut. I have my whole life. I've never heard of North Plains. I don't know what that means. Is it a town? I don't know. Apparently that's where I am right now. This little river I'm going over is Strong's Brook. It's actually a brook. I mean, it's, according to my thermometer on the car, it's 88 degrees. You know, again, I question the accuracy of this thermometer, but it's probably in the ballpark. So it's probably 88, 90, whatever. It's in there somewhere, in that range somewhere. Yeah, the speed limit's 45 miles per hour on this road as opposed to those back roads, which I mean, it's probably a 25 on those back roads, maybe 20. So this is a completely different situation we got here driving down this road. Alright, here comes a sign. Okay, so now we're crossing into Salem. So that back there was probably maybe East Haddam. But right now we're in Salem, Connecticut. Wow, a lot of bales of hay in that truck. Still out in the country. Let's see here. Do I see anything familiar? I mean, this is all, you know, it just, I mean, as far as the eye can see, it just seems to be a road that slices through a large wooded area. Okay, now this is opening up a little bit up here. There's a farm, Marvel Farm, East Branch 8 Mile River. So, okay, here, that 8 Mile River, that's, and this is Swamp Brook, this bridge. So the 8 Mile River, that was cut through Devil's Hopyard, so it's way down here in Salem. Alright, big pond to my left back there. I don't know, there was no sign. Now I'm on East Haddam Road, according to this GPS. I think this is going to bring me towards Gardner's Lake. I think. Now there's a big farm, Mitchell Farm, to my left. Beautiful farm, horses, all kind of stuff out there. Let's see, as I drive... Yeah, it's kind of opening up. Things are... People are getting off maybe Route 2. What is this? Officer David Cordell Memorial Highway. Okay, if I got on that Route 2 right there, that'll bring me back to Norwich. But GPS is keeping me on this East Haddam Road. House of Doors. I remember that place from years ago. Spicer Hearth and Home to my right. But back there, House of Doors. Whether it's still open or not, I don't know. Years ago, that was the place to get doors. Probably still is. But again, I do not know. 2 lanes out here on this road, so that's interesting. Getty Granite, if you want to buy granite. Back there to my left. As the road narrows back again to single lane on each side. Okay, looks like I got a rotary ahead of me. Another unexpected. All right, this must be the heart of Salem. Roundabout. All right, let's see here. You know, when I go on get on roundabouts, I tend to go right around the entire thing, which I'm going to do just because it's a roundabout. I'm sure the GPS thing is freaking out, but you gotta be careful on these things. Oof. Okay. We got to do our roundabout. There's businesses behind me. Dollar General. What more do you want?
Norwich Salem Turnpike.
Gardner's Lake. Okay, I was right. Gardner's Lake is straight ahead. Now I'm on, this is called Norwich Road, Route 82. Let me slow down a little bit here. Salem Community Park to the right. Clark Lane to the left. I have a feeling Gardner's Lake is not too far from here. Music Vale Road back there to the left. Harris Road to the right. Again, I look to the left and right. There's farm stands out here with folks selling fresh vegetables and fruit. All right, Harris Road again, so that goes around. You enter back there and you exit. Let's see here now. I keep expecting to see a sign indicating that Gardner Lake would be in the offing here. I don't. It's got to be real close. Big cornfield over there on the right-hand side. Let's see here. Big grain silos on my left. I seem to remember those from years ago. A lot of open field over there on the right. So yeah, Gardner's Lake's got to be like right here. All right, Gardner Lake. I think I take a left. I'll just take a look at it. Actually, if I get down here, I might be able to enter from a different, more traditional spot that we used to. Right here. Lake view. This is the way we used to get into Gardner Lake. There's an antique shop right there. Whether it's, I don't know. I think it might be closed. Okay, no parking. So this is, yeah, this is the way we used to approach. But they've made big changes to Gardner's Lake. I don't know if it's Gardner's or Gardner Lake.
Proceed
Either
about
way.
4/10 of a mile to Old Colchester Road.
Yeah, this GPS is not happy that I'm right here. So you can see these houses are right on the lake. You can see the lake in the distance, hopefully. I mean, it's a very wide-angle lens, but yeah, these houses are right smack on the lake. They're well above it. I mean, there's no flooding issues.
Left turn onto Old Colchester Road.
There's a home right here for sale. Let me take a look at this thing. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, waterfront property. Nice. Seems to be a police officer right up in front of me. A lot of people at Gardner Lake today. I could see it through the fence. That was the area when I was a kid that you would approach back there. And I think the beach might have even been located in a different area, but it was given a complete makeover.
Next left and then left turn.
You can hear my GPS in the background doing a lot of complaining. But I'm going to take a look at Gardner's Lake. Gardner's, there's those silos I mentioned. If I kept going straight, I would hit Colchester.
Proceed about 2 miles to.
You know, I'm not gonna turn in here. The park is closed. Good. I have other videos covering Gardner's Lake. I got a couple of them. You can look those up if you're interested. I'm gonna turn around right here. You know what? I'm not gonna turn around right there because it's too dangerous. I gotta find a safer spot, like right here, to turn around, because I got to be able to see when I back up. If there's a hill, I can't see what's coming over the hill, and if it's a car that's doing, exceeding the speed limit, let's put it that way, then I'm going to get basically smashed into a million pieces. And I'm kind of trying to avoid that.
In a 1/4 of a mile, left turn onto Norwich Road.
So it's a 90-degree day, or high 80s, and people are coming to Gardner's Lake.
Left turn ahead.
All right, we're going to make our GPS happy again by getting on the road that she wants us to be on. There is a market. I believe it's pronounced Magog Market. They sell eggs, lettuce, beets. Thank you. And all kind of vegetables and fruit and everything you can think of right up there.
Proceed about 1 mile to Norwich Salem Turnpike.
Okay, well, proceed 1 mile. I don't know what that's going to do for us, but we are going to listen strictly to every single word the GPS tells me. Oh, wait a minute. We got a sign, Montville, Connecticut. We just crossed into Montville. Left Salem. We're in Montville right now. I get sidetracked. I see things, and there's a church Our Lady of Lakes Church right there in front of us. Let me get close to it. Hopefully I'm trying to frame that thing up. I look at my little camera on the front of my car. It's hard to see in the sunlight, direct sunlight sometimes, but I'm going to make the GPS mad again. I'm going to get up over here and take a right, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, this car's like whipping down back there. I think St. Thomas More might be up here. If I can take a cruise around St. Thomas More campus, I don't know if I can, but if I can, that'll be a little bit of a bonus.
Proceed about 0.6 miles to...
See, now it thinks I'm on the other road. These GPS can be thrown off.
In a mile, right turn onto Church Road.
Okay, let me see. What is this? Peak? I don't even know. Some campground on my left. I could be mistaken. I thought St. Thomas More was up here. It might be the next road down.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that right. I'm going to ignore momentarily. I'm going to momentarily ignore my GPS. And what does this say?
0.6 mile to Boss Road.
St. Thomas More School. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. St. Thomas More School. Let's take a ride. If I can get onto the grounds of St. Thomas More School.
Proceed about 1 mile to Lake Road.
Oh boy, I hope this GPS talking to me isn't in violation of any copyright laws, because it's going to be on audio. Sometimes, YouTube can get tricky with copyright. Okay, St. Thomas More. I think it's right here. What does that say, St. Thomas More? That sign, it's a little tricky to read. Welcome to St. Thomas More School. Okay. Apparently this is leading me onto the campus. Hopefully there isn't security that's going to kick me out for recording video. It can definitely happen, but maybe I'll get lucky and we'll get a look at things. Wow, there's a bunch of athletes out there. Actually, it's a drum and bugle corps. Very cool, in a big field. St. Thomas More, I haven't been down here in, I don't know, 25 years. I have no idea. And I don't know exactly what's where or anything like that, but this is a glimpse for people that may have gone here, or seems to be an important building right there. And right down there. What does this say here? Administration building. There's a lake. It's probably Gardner's Lake. So I'm just kind of cruising around on the grounds of St. Thomas More. There's basketball courts down there, and there's a nice building directly in front of us. But I can't go down there. There's different buildings that are... Boy, they better not have security, because I sure do look suspicious. I mean, I'm driving on a basketball court right now, which is a little unorthodox as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, we got a glance at least a cursory look at these buildings. If there's any other roads that lead anywhere else, I'll do a little exploring, but I don't think there's anything. Definitely a lot of basketballs around here. There must be Little court in that room there, in that building. So what does this do for us? There's a road. Let's take a gander. More basketball courts. Tennis courts. Beautiful buildings down here. Looks to be like a church right there. That's a beautiful, that steeple, very picturesque with a lake behind it. I'm going to turn around. This looks to be housing. So we'll turn around, we'll get a look at the lake. Right there in front of us. It's got to be Gardner's Lake. I mean, how many lakes are around here? I don't think there's more than... What does it say down there? Campus closed to the public. Okay, well, I'm part of the public. There's that church, a side view. It's a bigger church than I thought it was. But we're going to exit the grounds right now. We got a look. We got a glimpse. People that might have went here, they'll probably see buildings that they're familiar with. And I'll get back onto the... My GPS hasn't been doing a lot of talking lately, so we're going to get back to some territory where she might start giving me directions again. What is this? Woods Lane. I'm not going to take it. I have no idea. It could be just a dead end or whatever. But so that drum and bugle corps should be on the left up here. Yep. Let me roll down my window so we get some of that sound. Three kids walking by, they saw the camera on my car, and one kid, I don't know if you heard it or not, he yelled out, "That's Google." I mean, these kids are smart. These are young, 10, I don't know how old they are. I'm not Google, but I know what they're talking about. Google Drives. All right, I gotta work my way back. I don't know if my GPS is mad at me or, just nothing. We're getting nothing. I'm getting the cold shoulder from my GPS. Oh.
In a quarter of a mile, right turn onto Doyle Road.
She's back. This is it. We're getting back on the main road. We're going to work our way back to Norwich.
Next right, and then left turn.
Fantastic. This is going to be another one of those longish videos.
Next left.
Next left, so I gotta be careful. Well, actually, next left is this street. Did not expect this. Church Road. Okay, this is not, I did not expect this, but we gotta follow instructions here. Folks, we can't ignore.
In a quarter of a mile, left turn onto Norwich Salem Turnpike.
Quarter of a mile. All right, well, we get to see Church Road. Church Road looks like a lot of other roads that we've been on today. Heavily wooded, There's a few houses here and there.
Next left and then slight left turn.
Woo. Next left and slight left. This is going to be another one of these tricky situations because, man, this car is coming by real quick. Obviously, you can see him directly in front of us. And there's a lot of overgrowth. I can't see a thing. So this is going to be a challenge. And I can't see anything to the right. What a terrible road to get out of. I mean, if I had to do it on a regular basis, it would be... Okay, my left is cool. Okay, we got it. Woof. Tricky. We're back on Norwich-Salem Turnpike.
Next slight left.
Next slight left. There is no next slight... Well, okay. Right here. This is just keep going straight, basically.
Proceed on Norwich-Salem Turnpike.
All right, I know where I am. Norwich-Salem Turnpike. If I keep going straight, this will bring me to Walmart in Norwich. So let's keep rolling, guys. Straight ahead. I'm going to cancel out the GPS. Delete destination. Are you sure you want to do that? Yes. All right, now we're GPS free. Just drive straight ahead. Nothing to worry about. (3:15 p.m. at the moment as I work my way back to Norwich, Connecticut. Right now, I am in Montville, Connecticut. Montville is huge. If you ever, go to Google Earth or some giant map on the internet and look at Montville and just look at how large the land area of Montville is. And for that matter, Basra. I mean, some of these towns are absolutely enormous. They're not heavily populated. There's a lot of rural, it's just wooded out there in the, giant forest wooded areas. But there's a house here and a house there, and the population is very, very low in those towns compared to a city like Norwich or New London, very concentrated area. But it's worth taking a look at. I would say I like Google Earth, personally. The satellite imagery is very illuminating. This road has one of those center line strips where if you kind of, if you were drifting over the center line, there's cutouts, little tiny portions of the road that are cut out in a pattern that when your wheels go over that make a very kind of a loud sound. That would be, from my understanding, something to indicate to the person that may be drowsy or falling asleep or not paying attention or, distracted. That would kind of snap them back to full, consciousness, I guess, full awareness, where they would pay close attention to driving on the center portion of the road, which is what I'm doing right now. I would do it for a test, but I'm not going to risk that unless I have a long strip ahead of me. Okay, I'm going to do it for a test. Ready? Listen. Right there. By the way, I just crossed into Basra. So we're now in Basra, Connecticut. Actually, there's a very, if it's here, right here, yeah. there's a lot of U.S. mail trucks here for some reason. Curry's Plumbing. This is called Little Brook Plaza. It's for lease. Basra Pizza Restaurant, J. Small, Certified Public Accountant, Curry's Plumbing and Heating. Now, whether they're actually in there right now at the moment, I don't know. But this used to be the Basra Steakhouse and Lounge. At one time, Fenterra's. It was also Fenterra's. They had bands down there. This used to be one of our most favorite places. So I guess there are a few businesses in there. But right here, this whole building, you'd walk in that door right there. The band was on the left or straight ahead toward the back wall. Live music. I think sometimes they probably had a DJ in there. I don't really remember. Maybe a DJ. Or whatever, music, non-live music. But that was a really fun place. I had a lot of good times there at Fenterra's Basra Steakhouse and Lounge. Very crowded. It was the cool place at one time. So, memories there. Now, okay, what am I? This is another Leffingwell Baptist Church to my right. Now, if I take a left here, I'm not going to do it. Then again, I change my mind a lot. If I can turn around, I'm going to go back there. Yeah, I'm going to turn around. What is this? Trucks and trailers for rent. Oh yeah, this used to be a big hardware store, but I think they closed. Now it's just equipment rental, action equipment rental. Used to be a big hardware store. It was a real nice one, but apparently not enough business, so they closed down. So I'm going to be going into this tiny area called Leffingwell, Connecticut, very briefly, and I'm going to go up I'm going to take a different road. I mean, I'm not going to make a 10-hour video, don't worry. I'm just going to, but this will just give us a little different view of things. Elmbrook Village to my left. I believe that's elderly housing. They may have an, Alzheimer's unit there. I say elderly housing. I mean, okay, I got to take this right here up Wawekas Hill Road. Okay. So this is where I wanted to be. Wow, some kind of construction or something going on there. All right, now, boy, maybe I do need my GPS. Yeah, I don't want to go into any other towns. I want to stick to Norwich, or heading to Norwich. I may end up having to, let's hit destination, go home, just so we don't make any mistakes here. All right, this is going to take us.
The route guidance will start now.
Yeah.
Proceed about 1 mile to Wawekas Hill Road.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete it. I know where I am. I just wanted to make sure I had a choice of taking a left or right. If I took the left, wasn't sure. If I took the right, I wasn't sure. So this is definitely, now I know where I'm going. More heavily wooded conditions out here. I am on Wawekas Hill Road. And it's 3:22 p.m. But that little section back there, Leffingwell, Connecticut. I gotta look that up. Speed limit's 25 miles an hour. Makes sense. The road's narrow again. And they get windy and And this is another, you know, wait a minute. Situation where you really gotta focus. What is that? Norwich Archery Club. So if anybody wants to know where the Norwich Archery Club is, it's on Wauwikis Hill Road. All right, I'm going to take a left. There's some real nice farm country up here, like a big, I think, let's see, Wauwikis Hill Road, yeah, it's still Wauwikis. I believe on my left, if I'm right here, if I, you know, again, if memory serves me, there's a really beautiful farm up here. More fresh eggs to the right back there you can buy. They raise their own chickens. And you get farm fresh eggs. You gotta slow down. There's corners. There's that farm on the left-hand side. I don't know if I can get a view. They have a panoramic view up there. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to grab that on video. I'd love to. But I don't. I mean, there's certainly no guarantee that that's going to happen. Okay, that's part of the farm. That's a small part. I think up above here is the main area. More, you know, the centralized, I don't know if it's a big barn or we'll find out momentarily. Yeah, wow. That barn is, a lot of it's collapsed. It's fallen apart. I mean, I haven't been up here in years, but that's really surprising. Don't know. I don't think I can get... Maybe if I turn around real quick, I can get a quick look at it. With this camera, I'm just going to very quickly try to... Right to the right-hand side there, if you can see it over that wall, that barn is collapsing. I'm going to pull in there and turn around just to get the footage. Here comes a guy on a tractor, so even the fact that I want to do that is going to be hard. So let me turn around here. When I say farm, I mean farm. There's a guy with a giant tractor and there's big bales of hay out in a field. So I'm just going to turn very briefly. I do things that are sometimes unorthodox. Right there, just to grab that collapsed, what was beautiful barn and, I don't know, hen houses, whatever was down there. As I slowly back up and looking both ways extremely carefully. Okay. As some of the farmers look at me over there with a curious look on their face as to why is that guy pulling into our property? I'm going to get behind this tractor. And I think I can pass him safely. We're still on Wauwikis Hill Road. Okay, now I'm on Browning Road. High Meadow Lane to my right. Yep. This is kind of the leading into the Yannick Lane area, if I'm not mistaken. There's something called Snake Hill Road. I'll try to go down that if I can if I can do that. I'm not positive. It's almost 3:30. I'm going to be ending this video pretty soon, but let me take a look over here. What is this road? Michelle Drive. I think that's a possible dead end. All right, still on Browning Road. Definitely in Norwich. But if I can get onto Snake Road, Snake Hill Road, if it's actually, Snake Hill Road might be a legitimate name for a road, or it could just be like a slang that people call the road. Because it's... Okay, let's get out. Let's keep down Browning. Because, all right, Yannick Lane, if I took a left, that would have been Yannick Lane. Wow, police all over the place up here. What's going on? Not all over the place. It's just one cop. I mean, I'm not going to get a little hyperbolic there, but this car in front of me is going, 15 miles per hour. So I don't know. This is Browning Road, which could be what I'm looking for. Blueberry Hill Road, a lot of different, decent-sized neighborhood up here. A lot of houses. Let's see, what is that? Dalewood Drive. So this is going to bring me, again, Browning Road, but it's a slang term. This is referred to as Snake Hill Road, I think. I'll find out shortly. Yeah, this is Snake Hill Road. Treacherous in the winter. I mean, if you get a snowstorm, if you got ice, whatever. This is a road you're going to want to avoid. But if you live up there, I mean, there could be alternative approaches, but it's still up on a big hill. So here you go. It's a big hill, big turns, thus it's been given the moniker of Snake Hill Road. And you're going to ride the brakes pretty good up here, as the gentleman in front of me is indicating with those brake lights illuminating. But the payoff of going down Snake Hill Road is it brings you right into the heart of almost Atrabando Avenue in Norwich. Rogers Road if I took a right. And you're going to have the Little League field, Norwich Little League field to my right up here. All right, we made it. We're back to very familiar territory. It's 3:32 p.m. I'm technically probably in the Norwich Town section. Maybe. I mean, yeah, Norwich Town straight ahead. So we're going to end this thing really, really soon. Right up ahead, I think I'll call it quits. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that. That was quite a ride. I don't know how long it was, but it seemed to be a significant distance. Get the red light. Yeah, we'll call it a day. That's the end of the video.